of the Table 8 had some awesome matches. I'm going to go over all of them today. There were some upsets. I'm going to talk about that. But first, I want to talk about something that I feel has to be talked about. So before I dive into the matches, I want to talk about the marketing for this event. You'd think a headliner such as Alexey Voevoda versus Brzenk would be enough to sell an event, but that was not the case. If I had any criticism to make, it was that King of the Table 8 was marketed pretty badly, in my opinion. Looking around online, it seemed like there were many people who were not even aware that there were interviews, live streams, press conferences going on, and the numbers for the event, from my understanding, were not that great. And this, I think, can be attributed to one main reason. But first, what's definitely great are my sponsors, Mistel, Zhiyu, Anonymous, Haoyao, Fei, Zi, HS Bro, Augustine, and Percy. You guys are awesome. Going back to why I think King of Tables reception was lukewarm at best, I feel like there was nothing really on the line. For pretty much all of the matches, it didn't really matter in the end who won or who lost. I think for a match or a card to be exciting, there has to be some sort of drama, some sort of story where there is something on the line, where if an arm wrestler loses, there's this oh my god moment. This can be in terms of money, in terms of a legacy, title, a whole variety of things. And I think that was what was lacking from King of the Table. There was almost nothing to lose. Probably the only match where there was something on the line was Krasimir versus Lachlan, where Krasi was generally thought to be the underdog, and he had this long losing streak in professional arm wrestling, and going up against an Australian, for that matter. There was a lot on the line for him, so I think there was some hype for that match. But yeah, it just didn't feel like there was anything on the line for the other matches. But that was my little rant. Maybe I'm wrong. What do you guys think? What could have been done better? Now, moving on to the matches, this is where there will be spoilers, guys. So if you don't want to hear any spoilers, feel free to click off this video right now. First match was between Maatewarangi, Heta-Morris, and Lars Rorbakken. Lars won this 5-1. The first round looked pretty close, actually. Mate was able to take Lars pretty close to the pad, but Lars just diving in, defending with his shoulder, causing Mate to foul out. And last few matches looked super dominant from Lars. He just had complete hand control. Mate looked like he was one ready go away from passing out due to lack of oxygen. Did not look good for him. Second was Chance Shaw versus Serhii Kalinichenko. These guys have trained before. There are videos of them together where Serhii was showing Chance how to train. Now this one was pretty unexpected on my end. Chance basically got flashed 3 rounds in a row. And on the 4th round, he managed to get a stop on Serhii, but Serhii had a flop wrist press, so able to easily pin Chance from there. The last 2 rounds were basically just Serhii giving it a chance by purposefully going into a top roll, and at that point Sergei's wrist and hand were already gassed, and he just gave those rounds to Chance. Match number 3, Lachlan, Adair versus Krasimir, Kostadinov. This was the one I was most looking forward to. This was very highly anticipated. Lachlan came in like over 110 kilos, rock solid muscle. Krasimir coming off of WAF Worlds recently, weighing less than 100 kilos. In the pictures you see of them together, the size difference really looks pretty big. It looked like this was going to be another loss in Krasi's never-ending loss streak, but no. He won this 4-1, but honestly it was super close. Every round was an insane hook match, but once Lachlan started losing his pronator, started getting turned palm up, towards the last few rounds, you could tell that he was gassing out faster than Krasi, but still great effort by the Australian. I'm happy that Krasi finally won a match, but this was an awesome match. Number 4, Matt Mask versus Ron Bath. This one probably has the least to talk about because Matt basically flashed Ron 3 times in a row. 4th round, Ron had some kind of stop, but all it took was for Matt to gain a little bit of adjustment, and then it was easy day for Matt Mask. Ron never really had any purchase in that. Very unfortunate for the old legend, but yeah, Matt is looking super solid these days. And for the headliner of the night, Brzenk versus Alexey Voevoda. This was a fight 2 decades in the making, and how did it turn out? Well, pretty much as many people expected it was going to turn out. John was absolutely dominant from round 1. He had complete hand control over Alexey, and honestly, Alexey looked almost like a beginner in those matches. John, of course being John, he did try to change things up a little bit on round 4, tried to force Alexey into a hook. Wasn't quite successful, almost able to do it, but eventually lost. So in the next round, he just went back to plan A and toppled Alexey, and that was it. Final round, he pretty much just gave it to Alexey. He tried that hook thing again and gave Alexey a courtesy win. Basically, could have been 6-0 pretty easily, but officially 4-2. But what this tells us is, number 1, dang, Toddzilla is strong. And number 2, unfortunately, this might be the last time we see Alexey Voevoda on the professional arm wrestling stage. It's quite a lukewarm end to this story, but it is what it is. For those of you who saw the event, what do you think about it? What were some of your favorite matches? Let me know in the comments, and remember to drop a like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and see you guys next time.